It is the year 66 A.D. Florus, the virulently corrupt Roman governor of Jerusalem, tries to confiscate the golden menorah, chalices, and other sacred treasures of the Holy Temple. When the public rises up against him, the governor takes his revenge by having the temple priests whipped in public. The son of one of these priests is determined to strike back. His name is Eleazar.
Eleazar, a very bold youth, persuaded those that officiated in the divine service to receive no gift or sacrifice for any foreigner. And this was the true beginning of our war with the Romans. Josephus, The Jewish War, Book 2, Chapter 17.
We have some hot-headed priests who come into the temple doing some things which hot-headed, stupid young people occasionally do. In effect, that became a statement of war, akin to the attack on Pearl Harbor.
Nothing signifies loyalty and respect to Rome more than the daily sacrifice of an animal at the temple. And every day, for more than 100 years, priests have slaughtered an animal in the name of the emperor. But on this day, they refuse. It is a declaration of independence, and it means war. As so often occurs in history, the smallest incidents spark the largest events. So too with the Jewish revolt. This simple breach of the daily sacrifice propels a people into a savage war, one that will change two of the world's greatest faiths for all time. Curiously, it is a war that the Romans might well have averted had they governed Palestine with more care.
I think some wise and judicious Roman interventions might have gone a long way to keep the lid on that. But the Roman administration, particularly in the decade, maybe even 2 decades prior to the revolt, was a part of the problem, not part of the solution.
For more than 70 years, resentment and resistance have been building. But even now, war is a desperate act.
History has shown that people are not in a rush to revolt. They wait a long time. I think that the revolt happened at all suggests to us how dire the situation has become.
No sooner does the revolt begin, however, than lethal divisions erupt among the Jews. Initially, temple priests assume control. But a Galilean named Menahem has his own designs on the leadership. He is a third-generation rebel and the head of a fearsome group of terrorists called the Sicarii. The name means short dagger, the weapon of choice for their bold daylight assassinations of Roman collaborators.
In the midst of the city, chiefly during festivals, they mingled among the multitude and concealed daggers under their garments with which they stabbed their enemies. Josephus, The Jewish War, Book 2, Chapter 13.
Sicarii made a point of blending in with the crowds, picking out their enemy, surrounding him, stabbing him, and then melting away again into the crowds and disappearing. This is easy to do at festival time when the city is teeming with crowds and teeming with visitors.
They also demonstrate military shrewdness. In a brilliant tactical maneuver, Menahem surprises and overwhelms a Roman garrison at an almost indomitable fortress called Masada. There, he seizes the stockpile of weaponry. Instantly, the Sicarii become the one Jewish force with instruments of war.
It'd be the best armed because the Romans had a monopoly on military.